Hi everyone, thanks for joining me on this video. This is a progress report on my 5-foot Falcon studio scale cannon turret. So, I don't know if I'm doing the whole Falcon, but I did manage to model this turret. So let me show you a little bit of the behind the scenes on making this guy. But just generally, it is a base piece that is 292 millimeters in diameter. That's 11.5 inches. This thing is really big. It just gives you an idea of the true scale of that 5-foot Falcon. Huge. But anyways, this is just the turret. So thanks to some friends online, I was able to determine the proper 22.5 degrees chamfer on the edges. As you can see, I've been working on some of these panels, and just let me show you how this all goes together. This is going to be about 7 parts. We have the turret itself. Let's do this in order. The canopy. The turret will be the turret will be a resin cast piece. The canopies will be 3D printed, resin 3D printed. You can see the fidelity on these is amazing. You won't need to do any cleaning. You won't need to do any cleaning on this turret either. Maybe a little bit of cleanup on the bottom, but generally be hardly any cleaning at all. This is your cannon mount. Actually, this is not the one I'm going to be molding. This is the one I'm molding, and it fits like a glove into its nest. Bam. Then you have an arm. I'm not going to take this apart for this video, but you can see I've got a separate mounting arm. There's a pin, standard size, Ace Hardware brass pin, and then your cannon. This will be provided as a 3D print. There's been no cleanup on these parts. These are resin printed, primed, and that's it. So your mount slides into the hole here, slides in, and now you've got your cannon mounted properly. You should be able to, it's just in here with tension. Nothing is glued on this. It's just kind of tension fit. I've got this dude that lives right in the middle at the bottom. I filmed a little bit of behind the scenes on this, so we might be rewinding in time a little bit so we can watch that. Here's the current state of this turret. I've spent a couple of days smoothing out whatever micro build lines there were. I filled in a couple areas. They're not accurate enough. I sanded down a couple panels that I'll be replacing with styrene sheets. Here, there's 2 here. I adjusted this piece. This will be a resin cast piece, but this has been adjusted to make up for some of those size differences in 3D printing compared to the 3D model. So this fits perfect now. This has been upscaled a tiny bit, and it's going to live right here. And I developed a new part. This is from the McLaren model. I never have had this donor kit, but this is accurate to the size of that piece, and it is going to live as an optional piece right here. I 3D modeled all these parts. I've got a video on my YouTube channel that shows a time lapse of my modeling process. It made a few weeks look like 2 minutes or something. This I show in great detail modeling. This one took quite a bit. It's very detailed. And this is what you get in your kit. This is not cleaned at all. This comes straight off the printer, just like this. It's just primered. There are really, I mean, maybe microscopic contact points from the support towers during the printing phase, but boy oh boy, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful pieces. Here we are a few days later. This is the first kit ever of this Falcon turret. We have the turret itself, canopy, the McLaren optional piece, the metal plaque, this detail chip. This is always going to be a 3D print so you can see through that piece. The cannon, the swivel mount, and the cannon mount. This is a resin casting, solid, super hefty. That is heavy, that is a beefy piece. This also is a resin cast piece, solid piece, and it lives in its little nest right there perfectly. Before that goes on though, the canopy with one of these windows lined up to the center will just pressure fit in place. This guy goes on top there. The mount slides into that hole. That cannon mounts to this. This detail chip will live right here in the center. An optional piece lives right here, slightly raised above the surface. The cannon mounts to the swivel arm with a brass rod. I'll be filming a video build-up tutorial for this. This is a really simple build. As you can see, it's just a few parts. There's really no trimming necessary for these pieces either. Just super, super clean resin 3D prints and a couple of resin castings. That is the Falcon turret. Thanks so much for watching. This will be a kit available in the next week. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy this content.